Okay, in this lecture we are going to continue with what we saw about enthalpy. We will finish entropy and free energy as well. Before we go in, I just want to take a minute to show you guys the common units that you are going to use. It's extremely important in thermodynamics or in general in chemistry itself and physics as well. You deal with units correctly. Units is going to tell you a lot of times whether you are doing something correct or wrong. Enthalpy, first we will go into enthalpy, free energy and entropy. First we will go into enthalpy. Enthalpy, when you look at it, it is same unit as internal energy as well. It can be kilojoules. So normally kilojoules. For example, how much you eat today. Okay, let's say you have your lunch or dinner, you eat some amount, that is here in kilojoules. Okay, either we can do that or we can do molar enthalpy. Okay, molar enthalpy means per mole. Okay, joules abdin vandale calories varum. Okay, joules means you can convert it to calories, calories means joules, doesn't really matter. I showed you separately. So now you can have a normal enthalpy or molar enthalpy. Okay, a normal enthalpy is going to be an extensive property. A molar enthalpy is going to be an intensive property. நீங்க எவ்வளவு சாப்பிடுறீங்கன்றதுக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி calories மாறிட்டே இருக்கும். So that is an extensive property. How much ever you eat doesn't matter, per gram or per mole is the same amount of energy. So that is an intensive property. Now entropy will be in joules per Kelvin. Okay, sometimes this is a normal entropy, this is molar entropy, meaning per mole, that's all. Joules means calories also, it's fine. Now this is very simple. Compared to your enthalpy, you just have per Kelvin. Okay, now imagine the formula of entropy, Q reversible by T. So Q reversible is heat divided by T. Okay, one important thing that you want to remember in problems in NEET, many times they will be in the same formula, but this will be given in kilojoules, this will be given in joules. You have to convert one to the another. Always better to convert into kilojoules, it's easier. Now what is the unit of delta G? We will go into the formula itself. Delta G equals delta H minus T delta S. Okay, now that means it's a addition subtraction problem. So that means the unit of this has to be same as unit of this, which is same as unit of this. Okay, imagine this, if this is kilojoules per mole, okay, minus temperature is Kelvin, this is molar, so I take the molar one, kilojoules per mole Kelvin. If you see, you can only subtract kilojoules per mole from kilojoules per mole. You cannot subtract grams from liters. Grams can be added only to liters, grams can be subtracted only to, grams can be added only to grams, gram can be subtracted only from grams. Unequal units உங்களால add or subtract பண்ண முடியாது. Multiply எப்படி வேணா பண்ணலாம், divide எப்படி வேணா பண்ணலாம். Similarly, kilojoules per mole ல இருந்து நீங்க add or subtract பண்ணனும்னா kilojoules per mole தான் இருக்கணும். That means it will give you a value that is in kilojoules per mole. So can we say straightforward, enthalpy is always same unit as free energy, or free energy is always same unit as enthalpy. Entropy is always going to have the unit that is enthalpy by temperature or free energy by temperature. Okay, all right, now let's go into our entropy. We have seen enthalpy in detail, now we will look into entropy. It's a measure of randomness. Okay, it's the measure of randomness. Now we have seen already this, delta S of system plus delta S of surrounding is greater than 0. Del S total is greater than 0 for a spontaneous process. Okay, non-spontaneous means less than 0. This we know. Now we also know the only formula Q reversible by T, but that is not useful. So I am going to go to this one. Delta G equals delta H minus T delta S. The most commonly asked NEET problem is where they talk about entropy calculation, means they will give you this particular formula. One thing you want to remember, for phase change delta G is 0. Okay, solid to liquid, liquid to gas, gas to liquid, whatever it may be, the phase change in your free energy is 0. That means 0 equals delta H minus T delta S, or T delta S equals delta H, or delta S equals delta H by T. This formula has come many times. They just won't tell you that it's a phase change, you just have to read it in the question. Questionல வந்து கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க, straight forward கொடுத்திருக்க மாட்டாங்க. Phase change ஆயிருந்ததுனா, we will see the previous question, you will understand what I am talking about. phase change இருந்ததுன்னா இந்த ஃபார்முலா தான் straight forward. But the key here is you have to make sure that the units match. Delta H யூஸ்வலாக பெரிய நம்பராக இருக்கும், அதனால் கிலோஜூல்ஸில் கொடுப்பாங்க, இது ஜூல்ஸில் கொடுப்பாங்க. யூ ஹேவ் டு கன்வெர்ட் ஒன் டு தி another. Look at the options எந்த யூனிட்டில் கொடுத்துருக்காங்களோ அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி மாற்றிக்கோங்க. Otherwise this is straight forward. Okay, now what we can do is we can say this is phase change and also equilibrium. Any equilibrium reaction is basically like a phase change. Okay, not exactly but like a phase change. So for equilibrium reaction also delta G is 0. So you can say this is equilibrium. Okay, the whole thing is at equilibrium. Generally what they do is there's two types of question. When will the equilibrium be? I can rearrange the question and say T equilibrium equals del H by del S. This is the one that comes many times. You can calculate the T equilibrium and by a given del H and del S, you will see that you will solve so many problems based on this. Okay, இது தான் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் ஃபார்வர்டாக கேட்பாங்க. பட் ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் ஃபார்வர்டாக T equilibriumனு கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. They can ask you at what temperature is it going to be spontaneous or not. Very simple, you want to remember. Look at delta H. Okay, they would have given you delta H and delta S. இது ரெண்டு கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. நீங்கள் T equilibrium calculate பண்ணிட்டீங்க. Let's say T equilibrium is 400 Kelvin. Okay, 400 Kelvinக்கு மேலே ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக கீழே ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக, because this is phase change or equilibrium. So phase change or equilibrium ஒரு particular temperature, அந்த டெம்பரேச்சருக்கு ஒரு சைடில் ஸ்பான்டேனியஸ் ஒரு சைடில் நான் ஸ்பான்டேனியஸ். Okay, so now which side is which? Now what do you want to do? Look at the delta H given. பாசிட்டிவாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்கன்னா endothermic, நெகட்டிவாக கொடுத்துருக்காங்கன்னா exothermic. It allows to liberate heat, it allows to absorb heat. அப்போ நீங்கள் 400ன்னு கால்குலேட் பண்ணதுக்கப்புறம் ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு எனர்ஜி வேணும் endothermicனா. Okay, so temperature greater than 400 is spontaneous. சப்போஸ் கொடுத்துருக்க ரியாக்ஷன் exothermic அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் 400 கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டீங்க அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு கீழே இருக்கிற டெம்பரேச்சர்லாம் spontaneous. Okay, that's all. Calculate the T equilibrium, that's the equilibrium temperature. Any temperature above that, okay, for an endothermic reaction will be spontaneous. Any temperature below that for an exothermic reaction will be spontaneous. Alright. Okay. Now this is the basis. We will see problems based on this. Okay. Now let's go to free energy, delta G. We know that this has to be less than 0 for spontaneous. Okay, let's decide the conditions. Delta G can be less than 0, equal to 0, greater than 0. Okay, less than 0 means spontaneous, greater than 0 means non-spontaneous, equal to 0 means it's either phase change or equilibrium. If you can remember this, you are going to be able to solve problems much faster. Okay, just these three conditions. Delta G greater than 0 on the non-spontaneous. Okay, so the only exception is photochemical reaction, greater than 0 but still spontaneous. So leave them all together. For any given reaction for you guys, if you can remember this, it's going to be extremely easy. Now how can I get this from values? You write a table for this. It's an important table. You should be able to draw this yourself once you understand it. So what are the variables I have? Delta G, delta S, T delta S, delta G equals delta H minus T delta S. Okay, what are the possibilities? My del H can be positive, my del S can be positive. Okay, that's one condition. This can be positive, this can be negative. I can have del S negative, exothermic, and this is, let's just go with same symbol, negative, and the last one minus plus. So conveniently, if you look at option A, B, C, D, all option need to go. What will happen? Temperature is always positive, and lowest temperature is 0. Okay, don't go in Celsius, go in Kelvin. So whatever the sign of this is going to be the same sign here. Okay, so now let's look at del G. Del G is del H minus T del S. So in the number na minus pannom. So வரப்போற ஆன்சர் பாசிட்டிவாக இருக்கலாம் நெகட்டிவாகவும் இருக்கலாம் depending on who is bigger. So my del G can be greater than 0 or less than 0. So when is it greater than 0? Del H positive, T del S positive, this minus this is greater than 0 when this is smaller than this. So this is greater than 0 when del H is greater than T del S. This is less than 0 when del H is less than T del S. Okay. Now look at this one. This is my plus, T delta S is plus, minus T delta S is, sorry, T delta S is minus, minus T delta S plus. Plus 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 will give you delta G greater than 0 always. Inge polam. Delta H is minus. Okay. So I have minus. T delta S is minus, minus T delta S is plus. So idu minus, idu plus. Again I will write this here. Delta G equals delta H minus T delta S. This is minus, idu minus, idu minus. So minus of minus will be plus. So idu minus, idu plus. So delta G என்னவா இருக்கலாம்? இந்த பாசிட்டிவ் இதோட கம்மியாக இருந்ததுன்னா டோட்டல் நெகட்டிவாக இருக்கலாம், இல்லைனா இந்த நெகட்டிவ் இதோட கம்மியாக இருந்தால் பாசிட்டிவாக இருக்கலாம். ஸோ டெல்டா ஜி is greater than 0 or less than 0, two different conditions. Delta G is greater than 0 when my T delta S magnitude is greater than delta H. This is greater than this, and T delta S is less than delta H. Last, either negative, yeah, this is negative, this is positive, positive times negative is negative, negative minus negative is negative. So delta G is less than 0. Okay. Now this table is important. Now we will take this out. This looks easier. This table is important because it gives you conditions. Any given condition, doesn't matter the value of the numbers, in the condition delta G is always less than negative. So this is the condition for always spontaneous. This is the condition for always non-spontaneous. When you look here, delta G greater than 0 meaning non-spontaneous, less than 0 spontaneous. Here when you see delta G greater than 0, non-spontaneous, spontaneous. Okay. Now you have the set of conditions where based on the numbers you can say this. This has come 3 times in NEET. இதே setup calculation கூட வரல, just எதுவா இருக்கணும்னு கேக்குறாங்க. Now go back to the beginning of thermodynamics. When I introduced the thermodynamic function, what are the conditions for spontaneity பார்க்கும்போது enthalpy வந்து நெகட்டிவாக இருந்ததுன்னா ப்ரிஃபரபிள்னு நான் சொன்னேன், பட் நாட் த ஒன்லி கண்டிஷன். enthalpy நெகட்டிவாக இருந்தால் ப்ரிஃபரபிள், அதே மாதிரி என்ட்ரோபி பாசிட்டிவாக இருந்தால் ப்ரிஃபரபிள். enthalpy நெகட்டிவாக இருந்தால் ப்ரிஃபரபிள், என்ட்ரோபி பாசிட்டிவாக இருந்தால் ப்ரிஃபரபிள். ஸோ இது ரெண்டுமே அமைஞ்சதுன்னா இட்ஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் ஸ்பான்டேனியஸ். அப்போ ரெண்டுமே அமையலைன்னா ஆல்வேஸ் நான் ஸ்பான்டேனியஸ். ஸோ when you look at it, when do you have this competition? Okay, when the signs match. The rendu sign match aachuna I have to do carefully. If the signs don't match, remember this one alone. இதை மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க. condition for spontaneity இது வந்து ஆப்போசிட்டாக இருக்கும். Okay, this table is something where you won't be able to draw this in the exam, but you should be able to draw this by yourself at home, practice it so that you should be able to trigger this table for from memory in the exam hall. That will be a lot easier than doing the calculation itself. இப்போ கொடுத்துருக்க நம்பரெல்லாம் வச்சு ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக நான் ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக கேட்டாங்கன்னா மேத்தமெட்டிக்கலாக அந்த ப்ராப்ளமாக பார்க்கலாம், இல்லைனா குயிக்காக இந்த மாதிரி பார்க்கலாம். பட் இந்த மாதிரி காம்படிஷன் வந்ததுன்னா மேத்தமெட்டிக்கலாக நீங்கள் போய் தான் ஆகணும். பர்டிகுலர்லி எதனாலனா டெல்டா எஸ் ஜூல்ஸில் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க, இது கிலோ ஜூல்ஸில் கொடுத்துருப்பாங்க. ஸோ யூ ஹேவ் டு multiply this by temperature, becomes a bigger number, divided by 1000 will become a kilojoules, then you have to compare. Okay. Alright, now this is an extreme important one. Make sure that we will practice actually based on problems, but make sure that you are able to understand this table. Take a blank sheet, try to see whether you can logically think. நீங்களா ஒரு வாட்டி யோசிச்சு இதை எழுதுனீங்கன்னா எப்போ வேணால் ஞாபகம் இருக்கும். If you look at my work, it will always be easy, but it will be difficult to reproduce. Try to do it one more time by yourself, you are going to be okay, right? Okay, thank you guys.